The story of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil is one of the most profound mysteries in the Bible. If God knew Adam and Eve would fall, why did he place the tree in the Garden of Eden in the first place? Why create something that would become the occasion of humanity's first disobedience? From a Catholic perspective, the answer reveals important truths about God's love, human freedom, and his plan for salvation. God created Adam and Eve in a state of original holiness. They lived in perfect harmony with God and creation. In the middle of the garden stood two special trees, the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. God gave a simple command. They were free to eat from every tree except the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. The Catholic Church teaches that God did so because he created human beings with free will. Love cannot exist without freedom. God did not create robots programmed to obey him automatically. Instead, he created persons capable of choosing love. If Adam and Eve had no possibility of rejecting God, their obedience would have had little moral significance. By obeying God, they could express their trust and love. The tree was a sign that their relationship involved responsibility. The tree of knowledge itself was not evil. Everything God created was good. The problem was the misuse of human freedom. The tree represented a boundary. It reminded humanity that God alone is the creator and ultimate source of truth. Adam and Eve were called to receive wisdom from God rather than determine good and evil according to their own desires. When the serpent tempted Eve, the real temptation was pride, the desire to become independent from God. Instead of trusting God's wisdom, Adam and Eve chose self-reliance. This event, known as the fall, introduced sin. Humanity's relationship with God was wounded. Suffering, death, and disorder entered human experience. Yet the Catholic faith emphasizes that God's plan was not defeated. He could bring about an even greater good through it. St. Augustine spoke of the happy fault. God is so loving that he can bring a greater blessing from humanity's failure. The fall opened the way for the coming of Jesus Christ, whose death and resurrection would redeem the world. Humanity's disobedience revealed the seriousness of sin, but it also revealed the immeasurable love of God. Throughout the Old Testament, he prepared his people. In the fullness of time, Jesus came to restore what was lost. The first Adam brought sin through disobedience, while Jesus, the new Adam, brought salvation through perfect obedience. Where Eve listened to the serpent, Mary listened to God. Through her yes, she cooperated in God's plan of redemption. Like Adam and Eve, we face choices today. The temptation to place ourselves at the center of life remains strong. True freedom is not doing whatever we want. It is the ability to choose what is good and live according to God's will. The tree teaches humility. We flourish when we acknowledge our dependence on God. Through Christ, humanity receives a new opportunity to walk in obedience and friendship with God. God created the tree because he desired a relationship based on genuine freedom. Although misused, his mercy proved greater. The story points to Calvary, where Jesus transformed the tragedy of disobedience into the triumph of redemption. Thank you for watching. Please like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Goodbye.